Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of the Mind of Reese. Today, I really want to get into different styles of mentality and different styles of current mindsets. And so often I hear people say things that don't, I always talk about lack mindset, and I always talk about people, framing the words that they say and the framing the phrases that they say that come out of their mouth that could actually be creating negativity or lack in their mindset, in their subconscious, which automatically conjures up energy that attracts more of that mindset and, scarcity. So for me, I wanted to kind of dig a little deeper into, I had spoken about, I think it was 2 episodes ago about your identity and how to shift your identity. And I want to get into I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. And so I like to call it like the 3 different mindsets. It's called, there are 3 different types of mindsets. There is like the victim mindset. There is the worker mindset, which I definitely have been most of my adult years. And then there's the winner mindset. So we have 3 different mindsets that we all do. And to kind of break it down, it's all about the mentality of have, be, do, be, have, or be, do, and have. And these are like the steps that people do. So it's like, for instance, the victim mentality. The victim mentality is have, do, be. And it's the victim mentality. It's like, when I have enough money and support, I'll do the things that I want to do and then in turn be happy. So they are constantly focused on what they don't have, unfortunately, and waiting for external change around them. And a lot of people do this. So if this is you, be quite aware that the have, do, be mentality is it's a victimizing mentality. It's basically you're pigeonholing yourself in a position to say, since I don't have this, or since I lack this, I can't do the things I want to do, like travel, whatever, be in that good relationship I want, or even be a tattoo artist or be a better artist, or, on that level. So you're victimizing yourself. And when you think about it as seeing yourself as like, by saying that out loud and by attracting that through your basic, that's a belief that you have now. So your subconscious believes that. And the word victim to me personally is kind of one of those words that I would be like, ugh. The moments I catch myself victimizing myself or feeling sorry for myself, I'm like, it makes me gag, because those are gagging noises for those that are just listening to me, not watching my video podcast. It's because I never want to see myself as a victim, because at the end of the day, that just means that I'm feeling sorry for myself. Oh, I don't have this, so I can't do that. That means that I won't ever be happy. That kind of mindset is shit. It's a shit mindset. It's a shit excuse. So don't allow yourself to go that route. Yeah, there are moments in time when obviously I'm even myself, like this past week I was in Milan, and I had a bit of anxiety in the morning. And so in order for me to get rid of anxiety, I usually exercise. Exercise is a part of my meditation and my morning routine. And what happened was that I took one moment, and I don't usually ever run on treadmills. And ironically enough, if you guys watch me on my stories and Instagram and everything like that, you know that I'm very active and I love to run. I run many, many miles during the week. And it's unfortunate because all of a sudden, on a treadmill, I take a breath and I close my eyes and accidentally stepped off that treadmill and then sprained my ankle really badly. So I've been hobbling around with a very sore, it's still sore today, and swollen ankle. And the first thing I thought of was, idiot, dummy, now you can't run, now you can't do this, now you can't be happy, now you're gonna get fat. Like, like those mean egotistical things that I victimize myself right then and there, I automatically have to boom, stop and change my mindset, because that is a lack mindset. That's a victimizing mindset, and that's not the person or the place I want to be. Because if I'm just focused on, I can't do this, I can't have that now that I have this foot issue, I am automatically attracting that level of energy, and that will only attract more of that lack and scarcity, like I always say. So the focus that I focus on when something like that happens, and this is how I turn that around, this particular situation, is I ask myself the question, what is it that I need to focus on? Well, the moment I closed my eyes was because I was thinking of something else and I was trying to breathe it out of me. I was not focused in that moment. I was not being mindful. And so what happened is I stepped off, and that was automatic. Stepped off the treadmill physically. And so that was automatically the way that I personally, and this is how I take it now with a trained and constantly evolving mental subconscious mind and unconscious mind, is that the universe is telling me to slow down, to be in the moment, stop thinking ahead, stop focusing on the past, and stop focusing so far in the future. Because what does that do? Focusing in the past just gives us anxiety. Focusing towards the future just gives us depression, but focusing on the now brings peace and happiness. So that's what the victimizing mentality is. It's the have, do, be mentality. You don't need to have things in order to do them and then to be this person you magically want to be. So that personally is not my favorite one, but we all tend to go there. And so if this is you, please listen on, because maybe we can shift that mindset and change it into something different, and maybe something a little bit more positive for you. The worker mindset. Now, I know that I've had this mindset definitely for a long time. I grew up this way. I was conditioned this way. My mother is this way. My father is this way as well, though he did, my biological father, he was very much like this. He definitely has I think a lot of people that are like entrepreneurs and workaholics, like tattoo artists, we're entrepreneurs, we're tattoo-preneurs. That's what we do. And we turn and burn. We love to turn and burn because we know that in this industry, we can make some pretty good money, definitely some good dough to be had in this industry. And we draw on people for a living. So we draw on a person, we make good money. We are like turn and burn. How much more money can I make today? How much more money can I make today? So it's like the do have be mentality. I get it. This is mostly us as tattoo artists. This is us. We feel like the more I do, the more I'll have, and the more I'll have, the happier I'll be. So that's why it's the do have be mentality. The victim have do be have a do be. No, the victim is have do be. The worker is do, have, be. Now, the problem with this is that you're defined by what you do. That the more hours you put into your work and you become, I don't want to say victim, but you become a slave to doing more and more and more and being more busy, and it creates burnout, and it creates no time. And it creates no time for family or extracurricular activities that bring you happiness and peace, because you believe that the more that you do, the more that you'll have. But the problem with that part is that it's the more that you have, you feel like the more that there is to lose. And it's so true. You think about it and you're like, well, if I keep doing all of these things, and I'm not saying don't work hard, because I still fucking work really, 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 really hard. Like, don't get me wrong. But I do take time for myself now. And I do utilize the tools that I have in order to make sure I make time for myself. Because it is extremely important that if I'm not in the mindset that is correct in when I'm doing something that I love, or going towards a goal that I love, then it only stems egotistical egotistically driven actions, which might not be aligned with me and my goals, which might just take me on a path of just busyness when I'm going around and doing a roller coaster ride, when really if I just got aligned and got present and was having the mentality that was aligned with my goals, it takes me straighter. It helps me go from A to B a little bit straighter than it does doing a roller coaster ride, which it's like, why not just, it's like, let me just go through traffic. Let me go through 2.5 hours of traffic to get to a place that's 10 minutes away. That's what being aligned is. So, but the more that we do, the thought process of the worker is that like the more that I do, the more hours I put in, the more I'll have. But having that doesn't make you feel like you have enough. So you keep doing more because you keep thinking, well, if I have this, then I'll be this person, then I'll be happy, then I'll be in love, then I'll be stoked on life. Then I could, but then you get that next thing, but then it's never enough. I talk about this a lot too. It's because you have you have like the mentality of like the superstar, like the actor, the actress, the super famous people. You're like, if I get more fame, I'm going to, if I work harder to get, I'll get more money and then I'll be happier. But money doesn't equal happiness, or more things don't equal happiness. We all know that. So that's why I'm so conscientious of this habit that I've actually created in myself, because hold on one second. I lost my place. Here we go. That's why I'm always constantly that's why I'm always constantly aware of my mindset, especially because I am the worker. I actually, let me not identify myself as that, because right there, my words are so powerful. My subconscious believes that. And already, see, those are those moments you catch yourself. Like I literally just caught myself. I am not the worker. I have been the worker. And I have habitual feelings that become the worker oftentimes. And I have to catch myself and reevaluate and reframe and change my mindset, because that's all it is. It's just take it back, take a step back. Because to be perfectly fucking honest with you guys, the do have be mentality is so draining. I've been burned out of tattoos so many times, I can't even tell you. And the moment that I was like, I don't even fucking know if I even want to do this anymore. This happened to me, I think, like 3 years ago, when I wasn't sure I wanted to be a tattoo artist anymore. And that's okay. Like, I know a lot of artists that are, phenomenal or whatever. I'm not saying that I'm a phenomenal artist. I'm just saying that, like, that just decided to quit because it wasn't making them happy. And that's okay. But that's where I was. I was at that point where I was like, I feel burned out. I feel like all I'm doing this for is for money. It's no longer fun for me. It no longer brings me joy. What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing wrong? And then you're kind of like, so I went through these questions, which weren't the most helpful questions at the time. Nowadays, I've relearned and reframed my questions to ask better questions. The quality of questions, the quality of the life that you will lead. So what I do is I had to reframe my mind, and I had to realize, when I have to start thinking about not what I need to do or what I need to have, what I need to do as the worker or what I need to have as the victim. It's who I need to be. So the winner. Let's talk about the winner mentality. The winner mentality is the be, do, have mentality. Now, the reason why this mentality is so awesome, it's because you've already won. When you start with the being, when you start with the who you are, you've already won. Because we end the loop of trying to do and have. We end it. It's a simple switch of thinking, but it means so fucking much. It's like, it gives like a sense of freedom and like relief and peace. But I'm like, listen, like just because I switch my thinking doesn't mean that I'm going to fucking own a Lambo out of nowhere. Like I have the Lambo down in my garage or something, and it's not, but I'm not stressing about what I don't have. See, that's the thing. I'm not victimizing myself to stress out about what I don't have, because what does that do? Lack mindset, then in turn brings more scarcity and lack. So if I am first being a person that is successful, then I'm going to do what successful people do. And I'm going to have what successful people have, because my focus is on my being, because my focus is on being on who I am. If I'm not who I want to be, if you're not who you want to be, just ask yourself, am I being the person, like, who am I being? What are the results of me being this way? What are the results of me being the victim mindset? Oh, I don't have this. If I had this, I would do that, then I can be this person. What does that do for you? Nothing. It just brings more lack mindset. Or the worker. Oh, if I just do this, then I can, if I could just do this and have that, then I can be the person I want to be. Why is be always the last thing? It shouldn't be. It should be the first thing. That's the winner mentality, because no matter what, you fucking won. Because you're not worrying about the doing. You're not burning yourself out with the to-do lists that are up the asshole. The how fast I can get as a tattoo artist, or how much more can I get done as a tattoo artist, or if I work those extra hours, then I could get those likes on Instagram, and then I can be happier because now more people like my shit. You know what I mean? Like, that is all worker mentality. The victim mentality are the ones that are like, well, I don't even want to start because I don't have the talent that the tattoo artists have. So I can't do the tattoos that I want to do, which that means that I can't be the best tattoo artist I can be. That's the victim mentality. Those people, you need to really switch your mindset. You need to really start identifying yourself with something better than just like, well, I'm not even gonna start because what's the point? You know what I mean? It's so the winner mentality is where we all want to be. So it's like, if I am producing results that are not ideal, that's why, like, when you ask yourself, who am I being? What are the results of the way that I'm being? Is it bringing me more happiness? Is it not bringing me happiness? And you answer those questions honestly to yourself, and you're 100% taking responsibility for the way you have been being, because it's all a switch of mind, guys. It's literally like that. Literally a snap of the finger to fucking change your thoughts. Change your words about yourself. Change the phrases that you say out loud. Because that's the point. Words are so fucking powerful. And once you get that in your brain, the thoughts in your brain, the words that come out of your mouth, those are all beliefs about yourself that you are letting your subconscious know and believe in. Your subconscious, that's why it's so crazy, your subconscious. That's why we could go into virtual reality and your subconscious believes that it's real. Believes that it's real. Have you ever thought of someone that brought you such happiness, and it feels like it's right then and there? The moment, like the first kiss you had or something like that. You know what I mean? That feeling kind of stays with you. It stays inside of you, and you think about it throughout the next couple of days, especially if you're like newly in love or something like that. And that feeling stays with you. And you reconjure that feeling, but it feels so real in that moment, but it's actually not even happening. You're at work or something and you're just thinking about it. And then you start talking about how you're in love with people. That shit, that's your subconscious mind so fucking amazingly strong and beautiful and magical that it can literally take you into a place that feels real. So the words that you say about yourself and the things that you think are much stronger than you might believe, are much stronger and really, really important to how you want to live your life. So the winner... So listen, if I'm going to be a winner mentality, if I'm going to be, if I'm choosing to not be the winner mentality, if I'm producing results that are not ideal, I change my way of being. Am I being confident? Am I being proactive? Am I being a leader? Am I being successful? If not, I simply change my being. But I'm never focused on what I don't have. Because that will only bring more of that, guys. And it's only more of that you will bring. So it's like, I don't focus on what I don't have. I don't compare myself to other people because that's the victimizing. Well, that person has that thing, but if I had that, then maybe I could totally do what he does. And now and then I could be, what I want to be. So that's why I always say when it comes to social media, only follow those that uplift you. If there is something that somehow brings you down or makes you feel jealous, envy, any of those like more lower on the totem pole type feelings, I would suggest to either mute or stop following that person altogether. Just because your mindset is so much more important than you staring at those things. Now, when you can shift your mindset and start thinking a little bit better, then refollow those people that bring you joy and that they want to push you. It's like when I first thought that I didn't want to become a tattoo artist 3 years ago because I was overworked, felt like I had no time mentality. I just felt like I was lost and I wasn't doing the thing I love doing. And I kept looking at all these artists that had amazing work, and I was getting jealous, or I was feeling a little like down on myself because I didn't have that talent or something like that. I automatically chose to unfollow and unsubscribe, because it's like, that's not good for me. It has nothing to do with them. It's all about my mindset. So when I changed my mindset to realize, wow, that pushes me further and it makes me want to work harder or learn more or work smarter, then I refollow those people and then that's what's supposed to be influencing you or inspiring you. So that's why I say it's not a bad thing not to unfollow and follow people, especially on social media, if it does not bring you joy, if you feel like you're comparing yourself. I also stopped having thoughts of feeling insignificant. Like the moment I start thinking of the way that I'm being, I don't think about the things I don't have. I don't compare myself to people. I stop feeling insignificant. I stop having thoughts of feeling like I am not enough. I stop caring about the things, like the items, the external things around me, and putting so much energy onto them and putting so much value onto these things and believing that these things are going to somehow make me be happy, bring me peace, somehow make me be the successful person I want people to think I am. I stop caring about the things and I focus on my way of being around others. Am I being a good friend? Am I being a good auntie? Am I being a good business person? Am I being a good leader? It's like, in the do have be mentality, the worker mentality, we get stuck with getting the permission to do something. And so, but when we're in the be mentality, the be do have mentality, we don't ask for permission. We just already are the person we want to be. And then that inspires us to do the things we want to do in order to reach those goals. So it's like, again, this, it's really, really hard to gain this kind of mindset and mentality. But at the end of the day, it's all about practice. It's all about asking yourself that question. It's like, who am I? Who am I being? So it's like, as at this point, the reason why I bring the identity factor up in this podcast today is just because of the fact that I really, really want you guys, and I challenge you guys to focus on asking yourself the question of which do you really apply to, and really be honest here with yourself. Are you the victim? Are you the worker? Are you the winner? And then try to shift your mindset if it's any of those, and write it down. Write down what you do every day. Write down the thoughts that you think every day. Be aware of your thoughts. Like, just notice that. Be aware of all the other people around you and why you feel like it's okay to say those things. When people around me start telling me, oh, well, I don't have that, so I can't do that. So that automatically sets the precedence that it is okay to say those things out loud. It's not okay. Not okay in my fucking book. If I catch you doing that in front of me, I'm going to stop you. Because if I catch you and you're aware of other people saying it, you're going to be aware of how many times you say it. Oh, I have so much to do today. Oh my God, I don't have enough time. That's the worker mentality. I say that shit all the time. Trust me, I have a very bad habit of saying that fucking phrase all the time. And it's hard not to say that. It's hard because, I automatically want people to be like, oh, Reese, you're such a hard worker. oh, Reese, you do so much. I already fucking know I do so much. God damn it, I don't need that validation. I know I don't need that validation, and neither do you. You don't need the validation because validation doesn't bring anything. If I'm sought to do things just to have something, to like, oh, I'm only doing this so that people, so I can have the permission or I can have the support or the pat on the back, and then now I can be that successful person because people are acknowledging my existence, then that also is not fucking sustainable. It's because I'm constantly looking for, again, without all the victim and the worker mentality is all about focusing on outside of us, the external living that helps us be something. It's like when we fall in love and we expect that person to bring me happiness. I do not believe in that. I believe I bring my own happiness. I do not blame my significant other for anything. You know, oftentimes I will have moments where I'm like, okay, you know, your fault for this and this and this, or something like that. And that's such a conditioned mentality that I have. Or someone else will validate that, like a friend, if I talk about a situation in a relationship that I'm like, oh yeah, you know, this happened and this happened, this happened, woe with me, shame on him or shame on her. You know, automatically I'm getting validation from my friend being like, oh, well, yeah, you're right. You're in the right here. No. If I'm having those thoughts, there's something there that I need to ask myself as to why I'm assuming that why do I have this expectation that this person's going to do these things in order to make me happy? You know what I mean? It goes so many ways. The worker idea, the victimizing idea, those mindsets go in so many different routes. It's not just in working success in your job. It's also in the relationships that you have with other people, because you're automatically focusing on the external of what outside of me is going to make me be happy. When, what the fuck, did you know how easy it is to just be like, I'm going to be happy. And then happy, that emotion, feeling, that joy, that feeling inside of me, everything I do outside of it, everything I have outside of it, it's just more, I don't even want to say validation, but it's just more, it only just brings more that, like, by me exuding that happiness will only bring more things that will make me happier and bring me peace, or that's what I'm saying. So if I choose to have the mentality of being successful, everything I do is going along the alignment of me and my, you know, me and myself, and me and my authentic self towards that success. And then the more I do going towards the success, the belief I have of me being successful, the more I have success, and the more things I will do to get that success, and the more things I'm aligned to be in that and to get there. The inspired action, that's what I talk about all the time, is inspired action. So guys, the identity shift is really all starts with you. And I know that I spoke about this in my identity one, but I just wanted to dig a little deeper and let you know of the other two mindsets that we all have and that we've all fallen prey to. And it's not a bad thing. Be compassionate with yourself. It's okay. It's okay. You fall backwards, you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you keep on fucking going. You know what I mean? So, you know, what I do suggest is, like, really ask yourself, who am I being in this moment? And is that really bringing me, you know, is it producing the results that are ideal for me? And if they're not, change it. Change the way you're being. Change the way you think you are. Change the person you think you are. That's the best part. It's like an Instagram post. You can just post it. If you don't like it later, it doesn't align with you anymore, fucking delete it. Like, it's that easy. You know, it's that easy. You can change what you believe about yourself today. And then the moment you start changing the way you're thinking, I am an amazing tattoo artist. The moment I started believing that was the moment I started aligning myself with the doing. So I said, I think it was like 3 years ago, I am an amazing tattoo artist. You know, and it took time. I've been tattooing for 7 years now. So, the first like 4 years, I'm turning and burning. Don't care what I'm doing, turning and burning, money, money, money. If I have more money, I could do more things and then I could be happy, or if I do more tattoos, I can have more money and then I can be happy, basically. The worker mentality. I'm definitely that. So it's like, that was me. And I also the victim. It was like, well, if I have more money, everything was like, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, I don't have enough money to buy that, so I won't buy that. Negative relationship with money I had very often. I've spoken about that. And I'm constantly evolving with my relationship with time and with money. But because it is all relationship, by the way. But so when I start thinking about me being, so 3 years ago when I was like, you know what? I love art and I love tattooing and this is something I know I love, but I have to shift my identity at this point because I cannot sustain this style of work at this moment. I cannot keep burning myself out and being unhappy doing the things that I don't even really want to do, but I just want to make more money. And more money means more success, which quote unquote means more success, which is not true at all. So what do? I changed my thought process. I am a badass creative tattoo artist. I am a successful tattoo artist. And the moment I truly believed that, the moment that I got there and was like, wow, all of a sudden I started doing pieces that only I wanted to do. I started realizing my worth. I started focusing on the people that I aspire to be artistically and focused. I started focusing on, maybe watching a few more YouTube videos, maybe cutting out the Netflix show or whatever and start, you know what, maybe let me just throw this other thing on so that I can focus and really just engulf myself in these people that inspire me to be a better artist. And how do I do that? I focus on people the art that I like. And then all of a sudden I am like, I am this artist. I am a great artist. Or if you just don't feel like you're that way, I am going to be this great artist. How can I get to be an amazing artist? Ask yourself that question. Because once you start asking yourself those kinds of questions, you start to think and your subconscious is like, oh, well, she wants to be a better artist. Well, let's start focusing on that because, it's like everything outside of you. It's like I remember when I first wanted to buy a Jeep, I started seeing Jeeps everywhere because in my subconscious mind, I was like, oh, I really want to buy a Jeep Wrangler. And then for months, Jeeps everywhere. I swear I saw like 10 Jeeps a day and I don't, and I rarely leave the shop, So it's like, the things that you focus on, it becomes your reality. And so if I'm focused on being a better artist, how can I be a better artist if I can't believe myself in saying I am a badass artist? How can I be a better artist? You will start to notice the things that will direct you in alignment to being a better artist. So when you identify yourself as the better artist, you will start feeling that inspired action to do the things that are the things that fucking amazing artists do. And then what you have? Well, I get to have more money, have more time because I'm already being this person that I want to be. Like, it's not only I want to be a better artist. I've identified with so many different things. I also believe that I am a successful person. I am a successful entrepreneur. I am successful. I know, like I'm about to launch in about 2 weeks. I'm going to be launching my Instagram course and how to build your business utilizing Instagram. And I already believe that the goals that I've set out for myself are already done. They're already here. I'm just going through the motions at this point. I already believe it. And that belief already, I am successful. I've already won. And then it inspires me to take the actions to move forward in the way that person over there that has already surpassed that goal and has already released that program and is already doing the damn thing. I'm here. She's right here right now. I've already identified with that person, so I'm already successful over there. And no matter what happens, no matter what, whether or not I reach my goal, who fucking cares? That's not the point. It's who I've identified myself in order to get there. And then along the way, it's all a learning fucking lesson. Because if I had the worker mentality, having is never enough. You can never have enough. More mentality. You know? And so the winner mentality is that I've already won. And to be perfectly honest, what kind of fucking mentality would you want? I want to fucking win all day. I want to be the winner of my life, of the success that I have in my tattoo business, of the success I have in my coaching mindset empowerment business, of the success I have in the Instagram program, you know, growing your marketing business through Instagram, growing your tattoo business through Instagram. Like, those 3 things are the most important things in my life that I love so much, and I feel like I can help so many people in that situation. It elates me. I'm already successful in them. Already in my mind, it's been there. So I want you to start thinking that way as well. I challenge you in a very lovingly, you know, maybe I'm going to just push you right off the cliff a little bit kind of way. You know what I mean? So I really just want you guys to really focus on that. I want you to focus on who you are being today. Because once you focus on that, everything else just fucking falls into place. And that's the point. Why wait till next year to be happy? That is not guaranteed to us, you guys. That is not guaranteed to us. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. My next fucking hour is not fucking guaranteed. You know what I mean? Like, none of it is. So focus on who you're being. Choose the being that you want to be. And if it's not something that you like, or it's not ideal, or it's not working for you, fucking change it again and again and again and again until it gets to you, until it aligns with your soul. It doesn't matter how many times you change yourself. It doesn't matter. Nobody's judging you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know, I used to care about that kind of stuff too. Trust me, I understand. I mean, you know, when I stopped doing mostly the modeling and all that stuff, I love modeling, don't get me wrong, but when I stopped doing a lot of it, train going by, sorry. When I stopped doing a lot of the modeling, I was a little fearful about the style of people, like about my followers dropping off on Instagram, because I believed that validation, likes and follows validated my success, which is not true at all. But at the time, that's what I was doing. And I didn't realize I had that mindset until I started believing, like, hey, first off, who fucking cares? Second off, that no longer served me. So I changed. I changed the belief about myself and of who I was. Not even necessarily changed. I just felt my alignment switch. And change is evolvement. And we all are evolving. Once we've hit that high peak of feeling like, okay, we're done here, it's okay to change your fucking mind. Like, let's say you started tattooing and you fucking loved it. But now, 20 years later, that doesn't bring you as much joy. So what? You change it. You don't force yourself to fucking love it anymore. No. Because that's your inner self, that's your inner guidance telling you, hey, you know what? Let's evolve. It's time for some change. And I actually have a great example of a woman who is a badass tattoo artist, and she decided to quit to do just art, to only paint. And now she's fucking killing it in the art industry, in the fine art industry, selling her pieces for like 60 fucking grand. Like crazy amounts of money, because she just no longer identified herself as only a tattoo artist or as only tattooing. And although a lot of people were like, what the fuck? There were a lot of people that were happy for her to go, because everybody's going to be happy for you, you guys. Like, you think people are going to judge you, and they're like, no, you're going to be inspiring. You're inspiring me to do the same thing, to change my identity, to be happier. Because I'm no longer happy in the situation that I was in, and you're afraid that people are going to judge you because what, you didn't stick to it? No. We evolve as humans. We change. We try. I always say try hard. Make sure that it's, you know, because like even for me, when I was like, I think I don't want to be a tattoo artist anymore, I had to really go through the motions and ask myself the correct questions and right questions, or the questions that were right for me, in order to make sure, like, you know what, actually it is. So it's my mindset that I need to change. Because even if you're at like a dead-end job that you feel like you need to be in there, and I understand that you need to make ends meet, you like the stability part of it, which we can get into that a little bit later. But that kind of mindset, it's like we just have to, if we feel stuck in that job, it's not being stuck in that job, it's stuck in your mindset. It's stuck in the lack mindset, like I need to have this, But if you're going to stay there, stop complaining about it and start actually changing your mindset and changing it. And how do I become happier? How do I change the way I think about my coworkers that piss me off all the time, or how my boss treats me sometimes, or something like that? Because you guys, we can all change our mindsets no matter where we are at in our life. But my biggest thing would be, who are you? And who are you being in those situations? And if it doesn't make you happy, change that shit. Change your identity. And to be perfectly honest, the most likely thing is going to be the most likely avenue that your soul is going to take you is going to be something scary. It's going to be change. And it's going to be a leap of faith, because once you leap, the net will appear, you guys. Take the leap and the net will appear. It's not vice versa. The net's not there waiting for you, being like, don't worry, little, birdie, fucking jump and I'll get you. No. It's like those weird fucking birds that jump off the cliff and like just hope that they'll land right, and they just tumbling down the cliff, hope that they live. I don't even know what kind of birds those are. Anyway, it's just, we have to focus on the being. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I just wanted to dive a little bit deeper into your identity and to the three other identities that we tend to focus on. Or the three identities that there are simplistic. I mean, obviously there's so many other ways, but the be, do, have, the have, do, be, and the do, have, be. So just remember, let's all try to be the winner mindset, the be, do, have mindset, guys, because that's winning in every moment and every day. Okay? So you guys have a really, really great day. I really, really hope you loved this podcast. And if you did, please hit the follow button, screenshot, repost. Let me know how you like it. If there's any topics you guys would like me to touch on, I totally will. Just send it to me. I check all of my DMs myself, and there are always hundreds in there. And so I try to get back to everybody, because it is important to me to let you know that I feel like it humanizes me. So I want to do that for you guys, because you guys are important to me, and the more help that I can give, the better I feel at just doing my job and feel like I'm helping you guys in some sort of way. So please let me know if you guys have anything. You can follow me on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Music. Just look under the Mind of Reese. You guys all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Love you. Mwah.